welcome to Reniculas Rambles, episode 2. Today I'm going to be talking about tripods, upload schedules, uh, normal schedules, how much I hate green screens, and yeah, that's just a couple of the topics we'll be talking about. So, let me think. To start off, I want to talk about these right here. This is the mic that I'm actually recording this with. I don't know why I decided to put it right here when I need this as an example, but anyway, I'll just try to hold it, I guess. I wonder if I just do that, if it'll work. I don't know. I'm recording this in my basement because I wanted to use this green screen. That was the biggest mistake in my life. I should have just done it upstairs, which would have been way easier for setup. This thing took me, I'm not even lying, probably 15 minutes to set up, and I don't even know what I have in the background right now. For all I know, it could be nothing. It could just be a gray screen like I do for most things, because everything on the front of this does not work at all, because it's just creased everywhere, and it's been like that since I got it in September, somewhere around there. So, anyway, today I'm going to be talking about these tripods right here to begin with. So, this tripod right here is the 60-inch Amazon Basics tripod. Now, the reason why I got this tripod is because this one right here, I don't know if I addressed this in the last Reniculas Rambles, but I don't know if you can see that, but the leg of it broke in the previous fishing video that I did, that steelhead video, and basically this little snap part in the middle right there broke on the bigger part of this, which basically renders it almost useless outside of sitting on top of a chair and just sticking this back to where it's supposed to normally be. So I needed a new tripod so that I could keep making videos outside and all that sort of stuff, because the only other tripod that I have is this older one, and it's really not suitable for a lot of things. It's an all metal body basically with just a ton of little knobs and just rubber, and it's not really too how do I say this? It's not too modernized. It's really simplistic, but it's super rickety too. I mean, it's stable, but it has a lot of really weird things that newer ones just don't have. It has a ton of smaller knobs to micro adjust things, and it's just not a decent setup, and I don't really feel like taking it around anywhere anymore. So I was looking for a new tripod, and I had just spent a lot of money on the previous tackle for Florida, and I didn't really have that much left in my budget. So I went for pretty much the cheapest thing that I knew would be reliable, and I decided to get this right here. So this is about $21, I think, something like that. It's got a little level here. I think it's got another one on the side. Yeah, right here. So there's 2 levels on it. There's a free lock right here. And another reason why I got it is so I could use a normal quick release plate for cameras, so I don't have to have a specific one like I had to have for this one. This one has a more square head. So this obviously doesn't fit in it because this part back here is a little bit wider. So I, for one, got it for that. And also I just needed something that was lightweight because I was really getting tired of carrying around this giant heavy thing and trying to make kind of moving shots with that and all that sort of stuff. So I was looking for a nice, light aluminum body, which would also be sturdy and relatively cheap. So I thought that the Amazon tripod would be the thing that I would, I don't know, be happy with and would work fine. But in reality, this thing really is not what I was looking for at all. Basically, what this thing is it's not a fluid head. So this Ambico right here is a fluid head, which means that there is an oil inside of it basically, to where panning shots and tilting shots look more smooth and not jagged at all, or you don't see any fast movement in the camera because the fluid kind of compensates for the pressure you're putting on it. I kind of didn't think about that when I was buying this, and this does not have a fluid head, which is a big issue. I don't know if you can see this right here. This is a great example of it. But if you look at this right here, just like a slight movement like that moves it a lot. When in reality, to actually get it moving, you have to have a lot more force on it. So it kind of starts off jagged, and then you can move it slowly, which is something that is not very helpful for like pans at all, which is something that I do a lot in little projects for school and stuff like that. Another thing that I don't really like about it is the whole design of this too is not really useful in any sort of way for video. It may look smooth right here, but as soon as you put on a full camera body on it, it doesn't hold up, and it starts kind of getting more bouncy, and the camera starts shaking back and forth, and the video basically is just unusable. So you can't do rising shots either. Basically, I accidentally bought a photography tripod instead of a videography tripod, which I don't know why they didn't click in my head when I went to buy it, but I probably should have just thought about it before. Also, another issue that I have with this is there's supposed to be a knob to crank it right here. I don't know if you can see that little arm, but this arm, here, let me get that out of the way. This little arm right here is supposed to have a knob on top of it in order to crank it, and it came in cold weather, so I'm gonna guess the plastic that well, I'm gonna guess the plastic that held the inside of that little knob kind of compacted in the cold, and it basically just broke off as soon as I tried to crank it when I took it out of the box. So this basically pretty much came broken. And yeah. Some pros of this would be, since it's a, that wasn't supposed to happen. Since it's a photography tripod, there's a lot of features that are used for like more run and gun photography type stuff. So like this right here is just like a faster way to bring up your camera to a higher level without having to like pull it out. Like this one, I had to do that because this one's arm is completely gone. But also it has a feature for vertical shots. So if you're taking stuff for like Instagram and you're shooting in RAW, or if you're shooting in 1080, I guess it would work either way. But basically it'll allow you to tilt your camera this way so that you can take a shot vertically and you know it's vertical instead of just kind of freehanding it. It's kind of helpful. I didn't have that feature on this, so I kind of had to just like sit the end of the camera on the square part and then take a shot and hope it didn't get shaky. So I mean, this will be helpful for like Instagram shots, basic photography, all that sort of stuff. It pretty much has all the features that you would want for that. So in that case, I'd recommend it for that. But I really should have thought about fluid heads before I went and bought it, because now I have to use this thing in Florida, and I don't have a fluid head. So I won't be able to do pans. I won't be able to do. I mean, I should be able to do tilts still. Tilts they don't really look that bad on this, but these pans are like super weird. So I don't know how that's gonna really turn out. Basically, it's just gonna make me have to take a lot more takes to get a simple pan, which will waste me a lot more time. But I don't know. It at least serves the purpose that I need it to for this trip. But as soon as I get a little bit more money to buy a new one, I'm definitely upgrading to another fluid head, because this thing worked really well for the amount of time that I used it for. So I'll show you the kind of panning motion of this really quick before I move on to the next topic, just so you kind of get an idea of what a fluid head looks like. Let me get this in here first. So basically what a fluid head does is it makes it a lot more smooth. I'm sure you can tell just by that this is a lot smoother than that. Basically this is just like your average fluid head. The pans on this actually weren't too crazy, but still it got the job done, and I basically got it for free because I found it in my grandparents' house like a couple years ago. So I don't know, I really wish this thing hadn't broken the whole way that it broke. Again, I don't know if I talked about this in that last talking head video, but basically there's this little niche in here, and then there's a little piece that sits in there, and you use that piece to put pressure on top of this so that it'll bind inside of there and stay open. And I was on a pond fishing for that last steelhead video after we got done at the boat ramp, and I tried to take out this tripod. The only time that I used it that day, by the way, and it like pulled all the way out. Like I didn't even really hit it that hard. Like I kind of just like normally pulled it out, and I saw this little black kind of tab fall out, and then this just kind of plopped out in the ice. So that's how it broke. So that's why I needed a new one. I guess I could take this old one down there if I really needed to. I've done it before, and it made it through like TSA fine. But I think I'd rather take this Amazon Basics because it's just a lot lighter. I don't know. It's kind of up to me to what to do with this, but I'm definitely going to upgrade as soon as I get the chance to another fluid head. That was just way easier for everything I was doing. So next, this right here, I still haven't gotten fixed. I'm just going to briefly kind of go over that. It still works fine. I'm not going to buy a body for it. There's no reason to. It's kind of like rotted through, but it's not actually going to break anytime soon. It's still sturdy with just electrical tape on the ends of it, which I hit every single end with, and it kind of grips it better in a weird way. So I'm just going to keep this the way that it is. I don't really need to change it, I don't think. Let me see. Next. So this week, basically, Saturday, I'm leaving for Florida, and I'm going to be there for a full week. Down there, so far, I plan on making at least 3 fishing videos, hopefully. At least that's my plan in my head. I'm not sure how it's going to pan out with like the whole schedule and stuff like that my mom set up for the whole week. But I'm going to try to get out on a kayak with my grandparents, my sister, and my mom for one day. And I already have the fishing stuff set up. If you guys have seen like the previous video, you know what tackle I bought and all that sort of stuff. I have a rod down there, and I'm bringing my my trout reel with me to go and fish that saltwater. So a lot of the stuff that I bought, as you can see in that last video, was meant for freshwater. But since you can't really buy freshwater stuff up here, and I wanted to actually physically see and know what I'm throwing, I just decided to grab freshwater stuff anyway. Basically, it's not really that big of a deal. It's just kind of like the longevity of like a reel and like hooks and all that sort of stuff. But really, if you just wash it off after you're done that day, it should be fine. And I'm only going to be fishing for like 3 days max, so I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. As long as I just thoroughly wash everything as soon as I'm done with it every single day. Like, basically, I'll just take it in the house, wash it off, throw it back in its respective box, whatever, and then if I need to bring it out again, I'll just rinse and repeat, basically. So I don't think the freshwater stuff is really going to be that big of a deal in Florida. I've thrown freshwater stuff down there before, and I've washed off, and it's fine. So I'm going to try to make 3 of those videos, 2 of them hopefully in a kayak, and then 1 of them is going to be the regular fishing charter, which we have booked again this year. I think it's a different charter, but I'm pretty sure we're still going to be going for the same fish, which would be grunts, grouper, and snapper, I think. Yeah, grunts, grouper, snapper. So that's the whole charter thing this year. It's just a different person, so I don't know how they're going to feel about filming and stuff like that, but it should be fine, I think. Then throughout the rest of it, I'm basically going to be shooting it in the same vlog format that I had done before. Just a lot more talking this year because I didn't really do a lot of talking last year. I started to kind of raise my voice more and started to talk more in my videos. But up until I'd say last summer, I didn't really do much talking in my videos like I am now. I'm getting a lot more confident and kind of talking to the camera, and I've been working on it for a good while now. And yeah, I hope to talk a lot more in this spring's videos and vlogs and all that sort of stuff. I don't know, I've kind of always seen like the whole vlogging aspect in like airports, especially like where there's a lot of people just kind of doing whatever around you. Like that kind of messes with my like head a little bit. Like it's kind of like embarrassing, but at the same time you'll never see the people again so it's not really that big of a deal. But it's still like a weird like social thing that I'm not really comfortable with doing yet. But I'm gonna try to kind of pick it up this year in the spring vlog and videos further from that, obviously. Um, I think what else I have to talk about in this. This green screen is trash. This thing is the most annoying, just useless piece of fabric that I've ever bought. It, I don't even know. I think it's like a limo studio or something like that, but I don't know if I'm setting it up wrong or if this thing is actually just this bad. But it literally, these creases you might see in here. I don't know if you see them. If I have something screened in the background, I'll pull it off for this example. But these like little etches or whatever in all of this, these little creases, they were there since I had this thing, and they're still there now. I've literally had this thing hung up in this basement for about 3 to 4 months at least, and it's still not coming out. I don't really know what to do to get these out, but this is basically just a super hard thing to actually set up for what I need it for, because the clamps don't really work. Like the ends of them break off. This is obviously creased. It's just a massive like piece of fabric for how big the frame is too. Like the frame is smaller than the actual fabric, so you can't just sit it over. You kind of have to like drape it over the ends and then hope that it sits right, and then just use whatever you can from the clamps to actually keep it straight. Like the bottom down here right now is completely creased, but this middle part isn't. I don't really know how this looks yet. Obviously, I can't really test it accurately because I don't have like a live sort of thing where I can key out a color. So I'm just kind of doing this all in post. So I don't really know if this is even working still, but this is like the hardest thing to ever set up, and I don't really understand how it works yet. I've had it for like probably half a year now, so I don't know. Next topic is the freshwater fishing thing. I think I was talking about a lot of stuff in the last ramble video. Um, some things I want to address is Stare. Stare still hasn't been filmed. Still trying to get it filmed, but I haven't really been focused on it too much. I've kind of thrown it on the back burner for whatever else I've been doing, like fishing videos and all that sort of stuff. Um, I still want to get it done. I'm pretty sure I'm long gone from actually sending it to my previous English teacher. I don't know if I addressed that in the last video, but yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that out to her in time for her to see it without moving schools, because I have one email address because she moved schools to go and teach. She was like a student teacher. And yeah, that project kind of inspired me to like write the whole script to Stare. And I had told her that I would send it, and I kind of just haven't gotten to it. So I don't know if I'm like too late still or not, but anyway, Karma is going to get pushed back. Same with Days. Days got pushed back to midsummer to end of summer, kind of start of soccer season, which is going to kind of be like a weird timing frame because I'm going to be doing soccer and doing that on the side. So I don't really know how that's going to work out yet. But yeah, basically we're going to be filming from the middle of summer to the end of summer. And then I'm going to be editing throughout the next couple months, and then probably posting it in the beginning of winter to midwinter, kind of like December, January-ish is what I at least think that he had planned. So while doing that, we're also going to be trying to do more shorts before then to get experience to shoot the movie. We had most of the script written out for like 1/3 of the movie so far, but we kind of didn't really have time because we wanted to originally start filming in April, which would be next month, obviously. And having the script only be 1/3 done didn't seem like a really good idea. So instead, we're going to be writing scripts for shorts on the side now, and then we'll begin filming those in the upcoming months and posting them accordingly. Once those are done and we feel comfortable enough, we'll start writing the script again, and then we'll start shooting probably in at least, I don't know, maybe it might take us like 2 months to actually film. So like August, September, maybe, I don't know, maybe July, August, September. It might come into September, it might not. It all depends on when we start. But that's the whole plan for days. So if we're doing shorts before days, then I'm going to push Karma kind of into the shorts because I wanted to be a short in the beginning, and I'd come up with this idea like a year ago now, um, for like the whole basis of it, and I just haven't really fleshed it out at all. I think I got like one page in. That's about it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start writing Karma more soon than I'd thought. I honestly, with the whole coming up of days, I kind of had just like pushed it out of the way completely. I hadn't worked on it at all. But since we had this new plan, I'm gonna start working on it a little bit more, and hopefully that'll be in the batch of shorts that we make before we start shooting days. For the summer still, I want to keep making fishing videos because they're like a really simple thing to make, and they're honestly really fun to make as well. And I can kind of keep bringing them out as I go on during summer. So as soon as the water opens up here, I'm gonna start making more videos on like weekends, stuff like that, and posting them. But since I don't really have like the ice gear I need to go out solo, and I don't want to constantly like bug Ryan with like going out ice fishing stuff like that, um, I haven't really been posting that much. So as soon as that water opens up, I'm gonna be doing a lot more creek fishing and pond fishing and all that sort of stuff to keep up with an upload schedule, and then also working on the shorts and stuff like that on the side with Caden. So that's gonna be our whole like plan pretty much for the next couple months into summer. Summer, I want to make a ton because basically I'm gonna be up north for a lot of summer, and if I can keep making like 3 or 4 videos while I'm up there, bring them back, edit them to where I want them, at least quality wise, and posting them, then I can keep supplying you guys with a ton of content while actually enjoying what I'm making and not like being kind of like a just, I don't know, get swamped down by my own work ethic, which basically is nothing. But if I have an easier thing to produce, then I can make more of them at a decent quality, which is what I kind of care about the most. I want to make more quality stuff and not just pump out random trash. I guess you can consider this as random trash, but I'm not really trying to. It's kind of just a talking head video. But anyway, I want to keep doing these talking head things. I want to do fishing videos, and I want to just keep up with a consistent schedule over the course of 2019 into 2020, which is when I graduate. So that's my whole plan really for the next spring/summer, and hopefully I can hold to that and keep pumping out decent content. Um, Actually, I was gonna make a ice fishing vlog yesterday and the day before that. Saturday, me and Ryden made plans to go fishing because obviously the ice is going out finally up here. So I'd pretty much only get one more ice fishing video in before I go off to Florida and it warms up even more and the ice becomes unsafe. So we planned to fish Saturday, and the day came. I was all ready, but Ryan didn't wake up that day, and then the next day we made the same plans, and then I didn't get up. So basically that entire video just got scrapped within me and him just not waking up in the morning. So the whole fishing vlog for the end of the ice fishing season pretty much just got scrapped, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it unless it gets like super cold down here all of a sudden while I'm gone, which I don't think that's gonna happen. I haven't really looked at any weather forecasts or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the end of the ice fishing season by the time I get back. Basically, as soon as I get back, I'm just gonna wait for the rivers or the more intensely flowing things to open up, maybe make a couple of videos there, and then as soon as the smaller creeks start to thaw, then I can start making stuff in there too, so I can keep making content basically. I don't really know how this is going on. I'm just rambling. I'm not really structuring what I'm doing. Um, basically, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little smaller, I guess, type of Reniculas rants. Hope you guys tune in for the spring trip this year. Like I said, they'll probably be done a week after. I don't know. It all depends on how much time and effort I actually put into making them as best as they possibly can, which I do want to. So I might take like 2 to 1.5 weeks to edit them out fully, because there's gonna be a lot of parts coming out, and I want to kind of piece it by piece. So I kind of want to do them in chronological order still, but I want to do the fishing videos kind of like my format for my normal stuff, and then I want to do the actual vlog parts a separate way, like I've done them before. So I kind of want to have like a hybrid type week of it, so I post different videos on the different days that I'm down there, which is 7 total full week, and I'm just going to post them in chronological order with the quality that I want them. So I don't know how long it's really going to take to have all the like pieces out, but I definitely want to have the first part done within like the first week and a half to 2 weeks. If even that, it might be shorter. I might get 2 or 3 done by then. It all depends on how much time I have to work on it and how much homework I really get on the week back from spring break, which from what I've seen so far, it seems to be a decent amount, because a lot of stuff is carrying over from the beginning of break to the end of break, so I don't know how much time I'm really going to have to do it. I'm not really in any extracurriculars or any sports right now, so I do have a lot of time on my hands, and with daylight savings time, I can go make videos outside as well. So I might try to kind of space it out more into kind of like a series, which I have done in the past. So it all depends on really what happens after I get back. But yeah, anyway, hope you guys enjoy this small little Reniculas rants. This is kind of like my filler project, because I don't really have anything else to film within the next 4 days until I leave on Saturday, which is March 16th. So this is kind of like my send-off to the spring break videos for 2019. So I hope you guys stick with me for those, and hopefully into the summer as well. And yeah, so that's all I really got to say, and peace.